cheering from the kitchen, folks. Raise your hand if your significant other is bloody brilliant, because mine is. My missus is ace. She's brought me a Ninja food processor and I'm going to unbox it today in this film. Even better, it was the display model from Curry's, the end of the line, and the equivalent of a yellow sticker bargain. So it come with a tenner off. So the box is not fully sealed because of that reason, so I'm just pointing that out to you. But it has never been used. It still should be in all the wrap, etc. But I just want to get it out today and show you what I have got. I'll do it in time lapse. So I've got it all out on top of my cooker. I've got the instructions down here. We'll have a look at those in a minute. So this is the big bowl, and that's where you can drop stuff into it, and it's got like a little thing to stop you from putting your fingers in, which I can't release, but there'll be a way of doing it. But anyway, inside there is the chopping tool. That's the sharp metal one. This is the dough tool, which is a bit blunter. You can see it's thicker and it's plastic rather than metal. I've put it incidentally on the white bag that it came in, so it shows up better against my black cooker top. So this round tool just here is the slicer and grater, and that is the spindle that goes in the middle. Now I've got to work out how all this puts together. This is the main body and it looks nice, you know, and I'm going to be honest with you, I have avoided Ninja because I think it's all about the marketing and the brand name, and that always makes me worry about the quality of the products. But I've got to say, it does actually look really nice and it does feel fairly substantial too. So we've got chop, puree, slice, mix, low, high and pulse. I like that. Now, like all electrical appliances these days, it doesn't have a massive wire on it. I would say there's probably a metre at best, or slightly under a metre of wire. So where you're using it in the kitchen is going to be dictated by where your plug sockets are. So I'll just get that plugged in over there for now. I'll keep it switched off until I know what I'm doing. So I need to have a quick read. I'll come back to you in a sec. Actually, I'm back prematurely because I just want to add, I was just going to put this box away, but I wanted to add that I've not come across any plastic in here. The bags that things come in are made of paper and the rest of it's cardboard. So that really is actually quite a positive. So first of all, we've got a warning sheet just here, which says, warning, to reduce risk of injury, damage to the food processing bowl or separation of the lid, do not, in bold, load the bowl with ice cubes for crushing. Don't do it, kids. It's going to bugger your processor up. So no ice cubes in there. That's the first thing. I wouldn't have done it anyway. The next thing that you've got is this quick and easy food processor recipes thing. And do you know what? That's quite a nice thing to have, because I was kind of wondering what to do with the food processor. I am going to demonstrate it tonight. Oh, you can make baba ganoush. But yeah, I am going to demonstrate it because I've got some stale bread which I want to make breadcrumbs with, so that's going to be tonight's demo. But then I'm going to also, over the next few days, do other things with it and then include that in the film also at a later date. So the instructions themselves are fairly basic. So you've got all the usual warnings, read all the instructions, do not, do not, do not, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to microwave any containers or accessories provided with the appliance, and I'm not going to blend hot liquids because that would be silly. But yeah, there's lots of things to read on there. Do not, blah blah blah. Okay, do not submerge the motor base in water. Yeah, I know, I bet somebody has done, you know. So the parts are as follows. A, pusher for feed chute limited, feed chute lid, 2.1 litre food processor bowl. Why 2.1 litre? I still don't get it. The motor base, reversible slicing grating disc, disc adapter, F, where's that? Alright, okay. Sorry about the background noise. Dishwasher is emptying, typical. Chopping blade assembly and dough blade assembly. It is the dishwasher and sink, it's not my tummy. Right, there's really not an awful lot to read. I mean, it's showing you how to attach it and put it together. I might as well just demonstrate it to you. So the bowl comes with a warning, or as the French would say, an avertissement, okay? So ouvre avec prudence. Contient des lames, or is it lames, mobiles et tranchantes, gardez le continent du bout lors de l'ouverture. Yeah, I'm from Yorkshire. Sorry, love. Right, warning, open with care. Contains loose, sharp blades. Keep jar upright when opening. So let's get that off. Okay, so keep the jar upright when opening, and oh, we've got a little locking thing just there. Can you see that? So if I press that in, that should mean that I can twist it. That's right, I can, and lift it. Twist and lift. Lid comes off. Right, let's have a look inside. There's an aerial view down onto the tools. They do look quite sharp actually. So the lid itself falls apart. Okay, that's why, kids, that's why when you lift it off, you do it upwards. We don't tip, it falls out. Silly. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, so this is when you're wanting to like grate stuff and shove your celery stalks in, or your carrots, or whatever it is that you crazy kids put in these things. This is what you can help push it down with, rather than your fingers, because you'll lose them. So that's what that's for. And it also stops stuff flying out as well when it's blending in there too. I think it's time to do some blending or some smashing apart. Let's crack on. So I'm just going to see what happens if I just sit this on top. That's it. So I've sat it on top, and it's kind of naturally stopped in this position. It doesn't feel secure though. I don't think that's quite right. Ooh, now that made a locking sound. Right, now how I unlock it, I ain't got a Scooby-Dooby. Is there a button to press somewhere? I don't know yet. I can do it. Oh yeah, you just do it yourself with your hand, right? So it's just a plastic thing that seems to go into place and make that sound when it's in the right place. Let's do it again. It's in the right place, okay? This lifts out, so if I wanted to lift that out and put that one in, I could do. Or if I wanted to use this, which might be a good idea, I could do. Oh, hang on. This has got something on it. It's a reversible disc, it says. This side up for slicing, flip side for shredding. Now I want to make breadcrumbs. I'm not quite sure if it's not slicing, it's not shredding. I'm just going to go with the metal blades to start with and see what happens, because I'm most excited about this one, to be honest. It looks like something Predator would carry with it. So I'm just going to put it on there. It's not as snug as I expected it to be on there. I thought it was going to feel really tight on there, but a bit waggly. Let me show you. So it just waggles, it just goes onto that star shape. So it's got a star shape inside it. And then just drop it on there. And yeah, I mean, it's not like a tight fit by any means, so I'm hoping that that's all right. So I'll get my stale bread and I'll break it up and start to put some in. So the bread's actually gone stale. It's a loaf I only made a couple of days ago. I'm gutted about it. The wife, my brilliant wife, don't get me wrong, she is ace, but she got some sunflower seeds to put in the bread. I can't bloody eat them at all. The husk on the seed is actually unbreakable. And when I've looked at the packet, it's bloody birdseed. Can you believe it? Anyway, I'm not scared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash it all up to naught, or to nothing, and I'm going to try, hopefully, to use that in other cooking, like when I need breadcrumbs. I'm not bothered about a few errant birdie sunflowers. It's a sunflower, isn't it? I mean, what's the difference between a human sunflower seed and a birdie sunflower seed? Do you know? I don't. Right, I've probably overfilled that past the 2.1 litre mark, but right, that'll do. So I've got to try and get the lid on now, and the lid definitely does fit snugly, and it, oh gosh, yeah, very snugly. I need to get this lid so it goes into that locking mode, and I can't quite picture how I do it. I'm just going to have a little study of this. Let me tell you, them blades inside it are flipping sharp. I've cut myself, I didn't even feel it. Flipping heck. They didn't give you an advertisement about that, did they? Actually, as a post note, it does say, on point 5, blades are sharp, handle carefully. I should have read it properly, shouldn't I? Right, let's hope that this works. And we're going to get a snap or a lock. Oh, we did. Quite sexy, actually. Right, see what happens. Let's get it switched on here. Switched on here. Ooh, the lights have come on. Right, do we want to chop? We want to chop. Oh! Oh, I see. Oh, gosh. It's taking me by surprise. Okay, stopped. What about again? Okay, what happens if I press high? Low. Pulse. Is it going to do it again? Try it. Can't believe I've cut my finger. That's amazing. Anyway, bad news is them sunflower seeds are still there. They're unbreakable sunflower seeds. These are for birds that you don't want to get fat. Right, let's try a different one. Let's go for puree. I'm not doing puree. Oh. Right, I just pressed puree again to turn that off, and I'm just going to look in the top now, and yeah, the sunflower seeds are undefeatable. Wow. Right, I don't know if I will be using this or not unless I can sieve it somehow, but we can definitely see that in terms of making breadcrumbs, they are breadcrumbs. So I've managed to get a big chunk of bread in there from there, and I've turned it into breadcrumbs. So far so good. It does seem to work okay. Anyway, I need to go and find myself a plaster. It's working so far. I'll try a few more bits and bobs in it later this week to round the review off, so I'll catch up with you then. But remember kids, avertissimont, it's flipping sharp. Hey folks, I'm back with a Ninja food processor update. I'm going to do some chopping today. So I've got it set up as before, but this time I need to put this in the top of it. So again, it's got the star shape in the bottom, which just sits on the star shape there. It's a bit wiggly waggly, but it sits there. And then being extraordinarily careful, picking this up by the middle bit, and if I just put it down again for a second, it's reversible side, so this side up for slicing, and that's what I want to do today. And on the other side, it's for shredding. In fact, I might try a bit of both actually, let's see. But yeah, I realised the other day after I'd cut my finger that it was actually this that I'd done it on, not the other blade. It's that thing there. It is sharp as anything. So being really careful putting that on. And then I'm just going to put this on the top. I like the fact that this has got kind of a rubbery seal. It does really sort of make it a lot tighter. Get it in place and lock. So that's nicely locked in place. A lot of mechanisms in. We can see down into it. So it's plugged in, it's turned on at the switch. So I'm going to turn it on here. And today we're having a go at chopping. So I'll press the chop function. And that's it. Okay. Right. I'm just going to drop a carrot in there. Let's press it again, see what happens. Oh, yeah. I didn't have to do anything. Wow. Okay, that was quite impressive. Try another one. Okay, so there is a bit of carrot left on there, but that's fine. I guess really what I should do is use this, push down. So what I'll do now is put a sweet potato in and do the same thing. But I need to use both hands, obviously, to do that. So I'm going to put the sweet potato in there, and I'm going to put this on top and just press downwards, and then press the chop function. Absolutely easy. Wow, that's really good. I'm impressed actually. There's just one tiny circle of sweet potato that's not fallen through, but that's easy enough to sort out. Right, let's try a leek. I'm gonna have to push this down as I do it anyway. In fact, that's enough of the leek, I think. I don't want the top bit, so I'll take that out. Yeah, that's good. Wow. So I'm going to unlock this and just lift it off. And you can see there's a tiny, tiny bit stuff there, but that's fine. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to turn it over. Now, being very careful again, not to cut myself. Notice this has detected that there's something going on, so everything's flashing, and that means it's not all safely put together. That'll flashing will stop once I've got this on, I think. Yep, so you can see that the flashing has stopped. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop a couple of mushrooms in there. Right, let's get 5 mushrooms. Got 5 mushrooms in there. I'm going to put that on top and I'm going to press chop. Yeah, that's really, look at that. It's kind of like, almost like a puree. It's really chopped them down to nothing. So I'm going to try it again. There's a tiny bit of mushroom there, but no problem again. Yeah, I'm impressed actually. Right, I'm going to try something a bit more substantial, a bit woodier. Let's try the onion. I'm going to have to cut this into quarters probably first. A quarter in, oh yeah, easy. Right, let's have a look. And press it again. That's presented no challenge whatsoever. Bits and bobs there, but again, not much. I can sort that out. I'm impressed. I'm going to chop the rest of the onion up and then we'll have a look inside there and see what it all looks like. Right, it's flashing again because I've just unlocked this, but I just want to show you that it does get a bit messy inside there, so that's something to be aware of. And not everything has gone through, but it's still pretty much well chopped down. I'm quite happy with that, and obviously I need to point out that the bowl is quite full, which is going to impede stuff going through there. I'm just going to tidy this up and then we'll have a look inside the bowl. Right, so here's inside the bowl, and yes, it does look like a bit of a mess, but that is fine because it's all chopped vegetables that's all mixed together. I wouldn't expect anything less, to be honest. Underneath you can see the nice slices. And it's where I've turned it over that we've got the more puree in effect. So if you want slices, then obviously it does nice clean slices, but if you want it pulping, then it also does that too. These are vegetables that I'm putting in a casserole, by the way, so I'm quite happy for them to be like this. But I can see immediately how good this would be for something like coleslaw, for example. Okay, so that's the second demonstration done, using it in chopping mode. I'm going to try it in this mode next time, so I'm going to make some dough and get this to mix it and see how that works out. I'll do that in a couple of days' time. See you then. Hey folks, I'm back with a Ninja update, and this time I'm going to be using the dough tool, the kneading tool, whatever you want to call it, the mixing tool, which is not a slicer, and I'm making a cake. I'm just going to put the ingredients for my cake dough in. So this is some vegetable oil and milk. I'm using vegetable oil in place of butter. Here's 3 eggs. And then I'm cheating because my final ingredient is some Spooky Devil's cake mix, so it's not proper flour and doing it the right way. I'm doing it a shortcut way, and look, it was a yellow sticker bargain. Proper Yorkshire. So this is the cake mix itself. I'm just going to sprinkle this on top. And I've got to get the lid in place, so push down and click. I do like that click. So I've got the chop, the puree, the slice and the mix. I guess I'm going for the mix this time, so let's turn this on. All lights are on. I've got this bit in the top so it doesn't all come squirting out. Right, let's go for a mix. And it shuts itself off, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. There's a bit of dusting of the powder on the column, but I guess there's not much you can do about that, but it is literally a dusting. But let's have a look inside. Notice now it's flashing because I'm lifting the lid off. But that does look nice and smooth, doesn't it? So that's it, I've done with the Ninja food processor. I've now used it in mixing mode and it works great. So prior to that, I'd used it in chopping mode, I've used it in dicing and slicing. I've done everything, all 3 blades that you can use with it, and I feel like now I know it pretty well. So, in summary, this is a pretty decent piece of kit. It's something I can see myself using quite a lot in the kitchen, particularly avoiding having to cut things down for soups and stews, because that chopping thing, that blade, that one that I cut my finger on, is amazing. The mixing thing works great. It's much easier than doing a hand mix. So if I was making something doughy and I had to hand mix it, that would be a bit of a pain. That is really good. And my other blender, which I had before that, didn't have that sort of attachment on it. It literally just had the metal thing in the bottom. I'm pleased with this. I think it's good. I think it's a decent piece of kit. And on my experience of using it so far, I'd recommend it. So I hope you've enjoyed the film. I'll catch you on the next one, whatever that may be. Oh, I couldn't go without showing you the end product, could I? The film that you've just watched is a Moss Home and Garden production. You can find more by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. I'd just like to say thank you very much for supporting my YouTube channel and for watching my films. It really is very much appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to receive future updates about the home and garden films which I upload. You can find my YouTube channel by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. Please click on the red subscribe button. When you've done that, a little bell will appear. If you press that also, then you'll get future updates about the films which I upload. If you like my films, if you like my style of filming, then you might also like my travel channel, which you will find by going to youtube.com/Stuart Moss or type in www.mosstravel.tv. Again, if you could subscribe to that channel, it would be hugely appreciated. If you'd like to get Moss Home and Garden updates on Facebook, then please open Facebook and do a search for Moss Home and Garden, and you will find the page. If you like the page, then you will get future updates on there. And if you'd like to connect on Instagram for home, garden and travel photography, as well as some stories, then my username is StuMoss, STUMOSS. If you'd like to connect on Twitter, then my username is @StuartMoss. And if you'd like to contact me about film usage or any other issue, please just email me on stewmosshomegarden@gmail.com. Once again, thank you very much for supporting my channel, for watching my films. I do appreciate it. I'd just like you all to have a great day.